What's up? It's your boy Laws, OSS 980, other side of sports. We got Aaron, we got D in the building rocking out. What's happening, dog? We got a lot of stuff on tap to talk about. I mean, it's almost here. We almost at the start of the season. So of course we're gonna talk about these cuts that's going on. We're gonna talk about did y'all listen to the Kanye West jump? The 2 hours and 42 minute
Hell no.
No, I didn't.
dog. The jump. I can't, young. I can't do it with Kanye no more, dog. It just after the suspect stuff he been doing, I just stopped rocking with him, dog. Like I think he's a musical genius, but I think like the delusions
If he's a musical
starting to creep
genius,
in.
why didn't you like the album? What dub Mike Jackson put out?
Mike Jackson ain't put out no duds.
What dub Prince put out?
The Prince ain't put out no duds, dog.
So he called himself a genius. Now he got y'all saying it.
Dog, that's the thing. No, this the thing, dog. What you call it is genius level, dog.
His production is genius, but he didn't write his own music.
Yeah, you're right.
So how? Come on, man.
Dog, we just gonna take all the credit from my man and throw it out the window, dog. Ain't
When the
gonna
last
go
good
long.
album he had? His last year was even worse than this one, wasn't it?
Dog, late registration is
That was
that
20
junk
years
was-
ago.
It is, dog. What a blow. Yeah, but it's still rock right now.
I hate you.
That crack music. Oh, that real black music.
That's
That
almost
junk-
like saying Derrick Rose is still one of the top players in the
Yeah, you
NBA.
right. Bama tore both knees, Bama finish.
Yeah,
He's
he's
still
still a
nice.
great. He's a great
Yeah.
role player, but he's not who he used to be. So this is like Kanye. I mean, he's not
Yeah, you're right.
not
You're
what
right.
it was in
You're
yesteryear.
right. It's not the same. Is he a fraud?
He a coon.
Yeah, he definitely that, though. He definitely that. Drake dropped this week. You already know that junk will be full of hits.
That's how he go. That's how he go.
Dog, I try to not like Drake, but you cannot not like Drake, dog. The Bama voice, as soon as he get on the track, it's fire, dog. Or by default. The Bama don't make no duds.
I didn't like the Bama until somebody said something that changed my entire perspective, and I like the Bama ever since. The Bama don't make music for me. That's why I didn't like him. Because you listening with the ear like you would expect any other artist that you like or that you're a fan of to make music. Now, everybody like this Bama. I'm like, this ain't for me. Bama's like, he's done making music for you. He's making music for the youngins. And then when I looked at it that way, I was like, this Bama the GOAT. He the GOAT.
Dog, he is the GOAT, dog. Kiki, are you with me? You know what I'm saying? He
What
got
rapper
the
got more
formula.
hits than Drake?
I don't know of a rapper that got more hits, dog. I don't know of one. This
Tupac.
Bama got the most hits. And some people try like, oh, well, those collabo Jones he did with the Migos, and it don't matter, dog. When he on it, it's a hit.
That's the same thing Jay-Z do. Sit back and wait for somebody to come out with a hit, then jump on the joint. Once he got to a certain level, that's just what artists do.
It is just what
Hop
artists
on a
do,
remix.
dog. It's just what they do. We got a question of the day. Pull it up. Got the question of the day before we get into some sports. It's some wild stuff going on right now. Question of the day comes in. It says, to give context, I'm 27, my girlfriend's 24, and I have been dating for a few months, long distance, for a short time being. I'll be back home with her in just a few weeks. My girlfriend and her ex broke up just before we met due to them becoming long distance. They are still friends, which I mostly am fine with. Thing is, he's visiting our hometown soon and he wants to surprise his family. He asked my girlfriend if he could come spend the night at her house because she'll be getting home late and doesn't have a key. She, without consulting me, even thinking about how I would feel about this, said yes and told me after the fact. I got extremely upset and said this was a complete break in the boundaries.
Oh,
She said,
I don't think I understand. I just want to make sure I'm clear where we are at this point.
okay, go ahead.
The youngin that used the dude that used to hit her off is staying the night at Dave's spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ain't got to read no more, dog. We know the answer to this one.
Nah, go ahead. I want you to continue.
She said it was well within her boundaries. We've been arguing about this for a couple weeks now, on and off. He's getting into town this weekend, and she's done absolutely nothing to fix it. She won't even tell him that she's dating me on the basis that it's none of his business. I feel like everything we built was completely messed up just by this one thing. I'm at a loss and don't know what to do. What should I do?
Dropping.
So just creeping on.
I don't. These scenarios that we be hearing,
Foreign dogs.
Exactly. That's exactly it. I just can't relate to it. How in the heck?
He my buddy, dog. He my buddy. Cause the Bama don't know he ain't.
She don't respect this dude at all.
That's how I was getting ready to say. No respect. The fact that
she's not even telling her the ex like I'm in a relationship. Like
right.
she keeping all systems go.
She acting like she a free agent still.
She leaving events open and everything.
Right.
Yeah, you right.
She outside. And he know it.
That's it.
She outside, dog. And he know it.
And
so
then,
what can he do, dog? What kind of advice can he?
Nothing. He's nothing he could do but move on. Just let it go. Let it go.
Don't answer no more phone calls from Slim, dog. Cause she
let it go. That's it.
She was going run to the haystack either way.
I don't even know that she necessarily is messing with the dude as much as she just doesn't respect this guy. Like,
okay.
I just can't even fathom like one of y'all wives coming to y'all and be like, yeah, so my dude I used to mess with coming in town, he's staying at the house, and that's the end of it. Like the decision was already made. Exactly. It's just it's crazy. It's crazy, though. His name might not be on the lead. It's gotta be something wild going on to where she feel like it's her show.
For sure.
Well, it's long distance, so she out here moving like she's solo.
That's the thing, because they're long distance. When you're not, that's why I never, ever, 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 ever would do long distance, even when I was single. Ever. When you're not in proximity to that person, it's gonna cause problems.
It's gonna cause problems.
It's a lot of attractive people in this world, man, and you think you're not the only one. Come on, you gotta be real with it. And she over there, you can't even be in her presence. You know what I'm trying to say?
It's cold in her bed. She lonely.
It's hard to go to the casino and not spend no money, dog.
Bruh, that's it.
Bama gonna stay at the house.
Not just stay, Harold. Spend the night. It'd be one thing if he was coming to get lunch. They're gonna go get lunch together, but he gonna spend the night. And you know what happens at nighttime?
You gonna knock on that door? Can I come in?
He ain't even got the knock. He just gonna walk in. Dog, this is the disaster waiting to happen, man.
Disaster,
dog. Just back away from her, man. The long distance thing to me is always tricky, and that's why I would never do it, because the bottom line is you're going to see other attractive people, and when you start to talk, you may just vibe with somebody. You're not even trying to vibe with somebody.
You're navigating solo,
right? And the bad thing about this one is this is an ex. So it's a lot that they have the history.
He already hit. He know where the hot spots is and everything.
That's what I'm saying.
He got the cheat codes.
That's it. He got the game plan. He know how to beat the entire game. You know what I'm saying? So this is the problem, man.
It's over with.
It's a done deal, bro.
You
I'm
just
sorry,
go, man.
but you gotta
let it go. Hey, you know what? And we should stipulate that when people write these in, please give your ages and stuff so we can kind of get an idea, because that does give a lot of context to these scenarios. If you
gotta fade like Jordan.
He got back away from her.
Then he said they arguing for weeks. Though this shit is just terrible.
Yeah, it's a.
No, that's the thing. You can't. People going. This is why you gotta learn this. People gonna do what they want to do.
Period.
You can't be arguing somebody down
every time.
If she say she ain't got no ain't no boundaries, and it's none of his business, stuff like that, dog. The fact that you're arguing, trying to make her see the way, is a fail, bro. It's a fail.
It wouldn't even been a conversation. Soon she would have told me that joint. I was like, oh yeah, that's what's up. She'd have never heard from me again, dog.
That's it. That's the thing right there. Deleted names and it'd have been all good. Done. Move on, man.
Done deal. Yeah, you got to move on, bro. You got to move. Get back on Tinder. Get back on one little meeting sites or something. Do what
Grow
you
some
got
nuts
to do.
first. He don't even sound like he could be the head of a household.
Yeah, nah, he not ready. He not ready. He's still in the Herb Johnson auto phase. He gotta
Come on, man.
no, yeah, he is though. You
I can't think of one person
about a youngin who want to walk the plank out here, and you trying to talk her back in off the ledge when she.
Yeah,
Dog, you gotta let them walk the plank, dog, and they jump in them shark infested waters and get ate up. Yeah, I mean, it is.
Why would you even want to be with somebody that makes those kind of decisions?
Right.
Like, because I feel like dating is you supposed to see what kind of decision maker somebody is, see if y'all compatible. If this the kind of decision she make, why would you even want? There's not even an argument, no conversation to be had. It's just like, oh, that's okay. You just taking a mental note and keeping it
right.
moving.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, but yeah, nah. Learn your lesson, bro. Learn your lesson. On to some sports. Speaking of fraudulent moves, that suspect, Sycamore High School. Can I even call it a high school? Bishop Sycamore. Can I even call it that? They got T-shirts and everything for the jail.
Go ahead. Just go ahead.
We're gonna have T-shirts for them too. We got some Sycamore merch coming real soon.
Dog, these Bama's done. Is this the ultimate jug they pulled on the? Are they a high school? Dog, one of the players, I don't even know. The Jones sounds so fugazi. I can't even tell if it's legit or if it's just all the way false. Because one of the kids that said he went to the school said the Bama's was sleeping in hotels, that they didn't even pay Bama's, the coaches were writing bad checks, that Bama's had to steal from the store to eat, and all kind of crazy stuff, dog.
So give a little backstory for those that don't know what's going on with what you're talking about.
Dog, it's a school. Well, can I even call it a school?
Let's just give it for this conversation. We're gonna call it a school for this convo.
So it's a school that only has a football program. This journal had no academics at all attached to it. It's no academics, ain't no school books, pencils, nothing. It's basically a front for a Catholic Ivy League high school with Bamas who, I don't know if they play college football places and stuff, but they just trying to relive dreams and want an opportunity to play. And somehow, some way, I don't even know how they did it, dog, but they built a reputation to where teams that were notarized were putting them on the schedule. And these Bama's were playing football with grown men equivalent with no academic association at all. I don't even know how these Bama's did this. They need to do a 30 for 30 for these Bama's immediately and figure out how they pulled this off, because
Nigerians had to be. This is a master level scam.
It's a master. This is a master level, dog. PhD level scamming. They got TV time. How did these Bama's get? Dog, they had the math that had them on the scale. Everybody know in this area, the math is like a top,
right? School. When it comes to sports, they're always like, yeah.
Dog, that's a top level school. How did they get them on the schedule? They got them. So the Bama using the cell phone call coach. Yeah, we got this team. We trying to see where we at. Can we get y'all on the schedule? Woo, woo, woo. To the point where there's no vetting of. Did they even have a website for their squad?
They do, because I tried to buy the domain earlier when I was trying to set this merch up.
Dog, this is elite level scheming, dog. I'm just trying to figure out, like, the story that the dude, I guess, who was interviewed about it was telling, he was just like, yeah, he got to expose it because he went there his junior year. They recruited him. He said Bama's on the team was 19, 20. Like,
Grown
he
man.
said it was just grown men, dog. He said they wouldn't had no practices. They just played games.
It's like Young Guns, dog. Bama's just showed up.
He said, but they had a whole coaching staff, dog. He said Bama's was paying for stuff. They said it started out a church was sponsoring them. So one of the Bama's swindled the church members and got bread from the church. They were supporting them. And these Bama's was playing games, playing high schools and all types of stuff with 6 coaches. They said they had all the position coaches.
What church got that kind of bread to be able to sponsor something at that level? That's the dope boys sponsoring them Bama's out there money laundered, and this is their way to try to clean that joint up.
It's some
church don't have money like that, though.
Nah, not all churches, but some churches got bread.
The mega joints
sponsor a nigga football team, traveling and all this other kind of stuff. Yeah. I ain't seen it. Though.
Churches be getting bread though. Yeah. I ain't gonna hold you.
It ain't them bread. Churches, all that money. Think about all that money, and you got to think about the membership. Say you got like maybe 2,000 bodies in there, and they giving their tithes every
$50
every 2 weeks.
That's all you get. $50.
How much you think it costs to run this escapade though? This probably a $200,000 scam.
What Bama wasn't paying for nothing. He was writing checks with Fargo on top of it. Bubble Tea Bank. He writing checks to these Bamas, dog. And then, hey fellas, we gotta go get on the bus. And then they leave, and then the check bounce. I think he under indictments now because of the funny business Bamas is doing, dog.
People still taking checks.
That's the part that's crazy.
I don't know what. This was 2 years ago. So somebody they was maybe they were doing their research, vetting like, okay, who takes checks? Or they might just go to the joint, y'all take checks, and they be like, yeah, we take checks. And then they like, oh, okay, cool. You be hard pressed to give Bama's cash nowadays, and they take that. It's hard.
Yeah, especially checks. I never want to check. That's funny money to me.
Check, dog. I think the last time I even seen a check. Nah, actually, I seen a check recently. When we put some bread up for the house, we had it.
Definitely saw a check.
Yeah. So I mean, but that joint is rare, bro.
Yes, it is.
It's rare. Yeah. So I don't know what's gonna happen, dog. I know my man about to do time. The kids, they finished. Bama's lost eligibility. Some Bama's flunked out of school. It was all kind of crazy.
How they flunk out of school that didn't exist? If there's no academics, how is niggas
out? No, when they try to go back to like regular school, they had to repeat the grade.
I thought they were like 19 though. They would have already aged out.
No, but the dude who was telling the story, he was like one of the younger Bamas that they recruited. He was like one of the first recruits. So he was on there.
I got
and they brought him on. He looking around. He like, dog, how old is you, Slim? Like, what school you go to? Bama like, no, I'm working at Wendy's, champ. Like, what? Yeah, so
that's messed up though. Mess up that young boy's life.
Yeah, it was wild ride, dog. They was out here wilding. Yeah. Speaking of wilding, Hurricane Ida, New Orleans got to start over again.
It is a bowl right next to the ocean, so I don't really know what the expectation is when stuff like this happens.
16 years, dog, ago, Katrina.
Plus, I realized they're below sea level. So you already know stuff like this, it don't take much. And I feel like they never really recovered fully from Katrina.
Who moving back there, though, dog? I'm like, that's the thing. If my house gets swept away, can you imagine just be like hearing on the news, like, if you live in such and such area, don't go back home.
Like, a lot of people didn't. A lot of them stayed in Houston and other surrounding areas. Yeah. The last time.
Yeah.
Because I could tell you right now, when I went to New Orleans about a couple years ago, it smelled like, you know how your carpet get wet and you don't like air it out properly? That's what the whole city, that's exactly what it smells like in the French Quarter. And they never fully recover, man.
Smell like I played 18 holes on a rainy day, dog. My socks, shoes soaked up. Go in the house, them Jones reeking. It's just first of all, it's not even me personally, like I said a couple weeks ago, New Orleans trash to me. You know? Like, I don't know why Bama's want to go there. Southeast with tourism, dog. I can't get with it, dog. So I don't know why Bama's would go back. The food, yeah, is hitting and
Oh,
banging,
food is
but
banging.
the streets is dirty, smelly. You know, Bama's look real super extra dusty out there. Like it
Come
just
on, man. But I will say this though. Other thing too out there, people like to go out there and party because you can drink in the street. Like you
oh
can
yeah,
have
you dog, it's hell, dog. You can go ahead and get finished and die out there
Hell
in the
on
street.
earth.
And dog, and nobody would blink an eye. You could really get like pass out, face
dusty.
plant on the ground,
Yeah.
dusty. Dog, it was a Bama laid out in front of a store like this.
Yeah. He was
Just
done.
slumped on the store, like to walk in the store, and Bama just walked right over to Bama, like didn't check a pulse, nothing. I'm like, dog, this is crazy. Yeah, I couldn't. No way I could be in that mix, dog. That joint, like I said, that joint hell on earth, dog. I'll pass, bro. I'll pass. Dog, let's get into some sports. Let's talk about first thing on tap. Let's talk about, because we didn't get a chance to rap about it. Gardner Minshew traded from the Jacksonville Jaguars to the Philadelphia Eagles for some draft picks. Finally, today, Jalen Hurts was named the starter for the Philadelphia Eagles. What is this about, dog? I'm tired of people saying it's football related. Oh, Gardner Minshew, he got some skill, but dog, to me, this is nothing but skin tone, skin color, racism. Babin's gonna be like, yeah, you're reaching, dog. You're reaching. I'm not reaching. Gardner Minshew can't beat me out in a competition off a bum Achilles right now, off this seat. And I mean that wholeheartedly, with every fiber in my bone. If we had to do a quarterback competition, he not beating me, dog.
Come on, man. Come on.
And this Bama, and they went ahead and traded for a Bama who can't beat me off my seat right now to bring on the team. Why?
That to me is the question, really, is the why. Because that's what I would like to know. I feel like everything so far, at least what we have seen from Jalen Hurts, has been improvement. And he had low expectations, and to me, he has gone beyond those expectations so far. So I'm still trying to understand what's the why. Because typically in this scenario, you have someone that's that young, that's athletic, can throw the football, can do all the things you need to do for a quarterback, and he's coming on your team as you drafted him. You would want to make that guy your franchise, and you wouldn't then bring on another very young quarterback to then be his backup. You never see that. You would typically see them get a veteran to be the backup.
He has a veteran behind him. Joey Flacco is the veteran behind him.
He a bum and need to be out the league.
Yeah.
We'll cut Joe Flacco and leave Minshew there. But
so
if you,
I'm gonna walk out on the plank on this drink. I don't think it's a terrible move. I think there is the element of the racism that you like. I feel like they always have comfort in having that young white guy there just in case they can always kind of default to. I think that's a part of it. But the other part of it is Flacco was a bum.
For sure.
And I feel like the coach does not love Jalen Hurts, even though I feel like he's their version of Dak Prescott if they handle him the right way. I feel like he can play in the league, period. I feel like he should be their quarterback for the next 10 years. I've seen enough. But you know how these coaches don't know what the hell they're looking at, and they don't have a clue. So I feel like he feels some comfort in having another guy who he feels like is or can play in the NFL. They gave up a 6th round for the dude. The issue I see is that this is going to get turned into something else. That's where the problem comes in. I don't feel like bringing Minshew on a team just from a football X's and O's standpoint is a bad, but for a 6th round pick, a guy who was starting games last year, I think that's smart. But you know how it is when you got the young black starter and then you got a young white guy who people have seen played games before. because their roster is trash, you're going to look up, and then because they're not having success, everybody going to say, oh, well, if Gardner was in the game, they would have won this game. And then they'll start get drummed up in the media, and the fans regurgitate everything they hear the white boy say. And then that ends up becoming a quarterback controversy. And then a young kid who, if you would have stuck with him and gave him a chance to develop in 2 or 3 years, you could have had a starter. Now you're still in the quarterback carousel trying to find another guy.
But see, that's my whole issue, though, is what I was saying earlier, Aaron, is the fact that you never see a young quarterback like that's on the incline where you bring in another young quarterback around his age to be his backup. You never see it.
Not with Whites.
Okay, good. So at least we agree on that, because the last time I saw that is when RG3 was here in Washington, and then they brought in Kirk Cousins to be his backup, and you see what happened out of there. This is something you just never do. You always get an older veteran to kind of tutor this guy, and they got Joe Flacco, but obviously Flacco, he's washed. He's obviously washed. But I just feel like to go out, not to get him like he was on the waiver wire, but the fact they traded for him, that's the thing to me that shows a little extra effort. You know what I'm saying?
There's something in that, though.
Right. And that's what I'm trying to understand.
But I think for a 6, the compensation to me is null and void. You're not going to get a starter or even somebody that's going to necessarily make the roster with a 6th-round pick, especially them dumbasses down there. So it's like to give up a 6 and get a quarterback that started games in the league that's still young, I think that just in a bubble is a smart football move. I feel like are hesitant based on what we've seen when it comes to the racial aspect and the fact that we think Jalen Hurts is an NFL starter and a guy who can be good in the league, and they don't see it. And just their behavior and the actions that they're taking since the offseason has started with this new idiot head coach, it feels like they don't see the same thing we see. And we see the crash coming at the end of the road.
Yeah.
Even though this is like in a bubble, it makes sense. But we just see we see everything else that's going on around this and where this is going to end up, especially with those fans in Philly, because they special like the ones down here.
Yeah, nah, agreed.
I agree with you, and I agree to an extent if this was like a normal circumstance, but we've seen this story before.
Right, that's it.
And that's the difference. You know what I'm trying to say? So that's my whole angst. Is like, man, we've seen this story. We know how it's going to end.
And the only go ahead. My fault.
Let him have one bad game, and that's all it's going to take. That's all it's going to take. But go ahead.
The only thing that gives me confidence with Jalen Hurts that's different from RG3 and all these other black quarterback situations I've seen, they've given this joker adversity every step of the way and tried to take, you know what I mean? Like
he's
just
overcome,
derail him. Yeah. He's had his job taken from a younger guy and things like that. So I've seen him not only deal with that, but keep the right perspective, not to let it like ruffle him too much and get better every step of the way. He's gotten better and better and better. Better than even I thought he would be able to get seeing him throw the ball at Alabama. So I feel like he gonna put his head down. He gonna work. He's not the type of guy that like RG3 where his confidence gets shaken and then he'll like lose it forever. Or certain guys that are used to being the guy, and then whenever somebody else comes along, their confidence just gets rattled and they never end up being the same. Yeah, I think if anybody can handle it, this dude can.
Yo, that's an excellent point, dog. That's an excellent point. Because that is, I think that's the saving grace, dog, for him. Honestly. Like
he's gonna rise above it, dog. He always does.
Yeah, he's been battle tested. I'm gonna say this. Just come on down 95 up to East Rutherford.
Oh,
if you have any
or further down. Yeah, further down.
Nah, head up. Go head on north.
So through Baltimore, they got their quarterback. Just come on through, bro. We can take you right down here. Honestly. Speaking of veterans, Cameron Newton was cut today by the New England Patriots. Are you surprised? Is this Belichick being a genius? Is this premature? Is Mac Jones really that guy and they have full confidence in him to win, or they seen enough, or this is just we're just going to take our chances with this and we don't really want to have to deal with the COVID issues with Cam Newton or
that's
risk
part of it.
Us losing or forfeiting a game, because you already know Belichick planning to like him other teams up. Like, find like a little
Yeah.
Rona cup and
Go
try
go over there and cough. Go over there and cough real quick.
go and try him up the. They do all type. That Bama's is the ultimate cheater, dog. So I wouldn't be surprised that Bama done call scientists trying to get a swab sample of the COVID-19 so he can swab a water fountain or something with that Joe and him up a team.
Coughing the footballs, whatever it takes.
No, I'm trying to tell you.
I think
level,
if Cam wasn't going to be the starter, it's best that he not be on the team.
Mm-hmm.
When they decided, or when Bill Belichick decided that he want to go ahead and ride with Mac Jones, I felt like he knew it was either going to be Cam starting or Cam's not going to be part of the team. Mm-hmm. And because he played really well in the preseason, and you could hear the media in Boston start to drum it up, it was already to a point where they're like, win, lose, or draw, they just going to deal with what they have to deal with playing with a rookie quarterback, let him get his bumps and bruises in the game instead of watching on the sideline, and then just and ride it out.
Mm-hmm. I think the scenario really for New England is the best scenario in a sense that, to me, Matt Jones is the prototypical quarterback for them. You got to realize New England is a quarterback, like perfect scenario for any quarterback to go to is New England. Think about all the guys they've had.
Except they don't have receiving weapons like that.
That's the thing, though. They don't.
Now they do.
Now they do, but they don't typically need receiving weapons to still be successful. Think about all the quarterbacks that's come through there as backups who have made a career being a backup in New England without being a great quarterback. And they get recycled because people look at them in New England like, oh, yeah, they're great, and they're not great. It's New England. I feel like in this scenario, the way he plays football, Jones, I think it's a perfect quarterback for that situation. Mm-hmm. He's going to get the ball out quick. He's going to throw. He's going to take what's given to him. He's going to do play action. He's going to run the football. That's where they're going to play. And Cam Newton was never that quarterback where he'll get the ball out quick, make the quick read, throw the ball, get out of his hand. He was never that quarterback, even in his MVP years in Carolina. He's never been that guy. So I think that scenario to me was a good stopgap because Brady was gone and they needed somebody to fill the void. But we all knew that wasn't going to be the long-term solution in New England. We knew it. So, I mean, when I look at it here, I think it's good that Cam got an opportunity to get cut now and not being like held on the roster just to be there. And at least he can go shop around and try to find his way on the roster as another team. I don't even think he's going to be a starter. You think he'll go to Dallas?
I think it's the perfect place for him to go. Because they playing games with these fraud guys that don't belong in the league as backups. And when Dak ends up not playing 17 games, and you back with DiNucci out there, and you picking first overall in the draft.
Yeah.
What about y'all? What about the Washington football team?
No.
Northern Virginia is a cancer, so it's not possible to have a black quarterback that's not Patrick Mahomes or
Lamar.
They wouldn't even take Lamar.
You
gotta be Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, that's
pretty
it.
much.
You gotta be licensed.
You gotta be the best ever.
Yo, I just don't know. Like, I wouldn't want Cam here. Because
you probably win more games.
You would win more games. That's a fact. Ryan Fitzpatrick is trash. We're just gonna keep it all the way.
You got to let him see it first because they're gonna try to argue with you. You got to let him see it first. Wait 3 games.
He's not a franchise quarterback. Has never been. Whenever he's been the guy, he's always come up short. Every single time.
Playoffs one time. Entire career, but just let him get 3 games to see it before you start saying this. Otherwise, they're gonna be in your DMs trying to wreck you and argue with you. You know the drill, dog. They gotta see it first.
All right, Cam would be a better option, but I think part of it too, and this is probably why Belichick probably helped them make the decision. Cam probably just exudes this space where, like, Cam doesn't come off to me as a guy who's like okay with not being in a position he think he should be in. Like, he looks like a guy that's been catered to. And if he's not being catered to, he seems like he'll have something to say. And it's like
I don't know that we saw that in New England, though. He got benched a couple times. He didn't like buck the system or end up being who people acted like he was.
Yeah, well, I don't.
Was that because it was New England, though? Was that because it was New England?
It's only one way to find out.
Right. And I already saw, because we had joint practices with New England this week. Mm-hmm. And I saw the young guy. He looked good. I ain't going to lie to you. But again, that's against, practice squad guys, third string, second string. So you don't know what it's going to be.
Striking.
Right. We're going to see what happens. And And now, mark my words,
They
one
played
thing I
Miami
did,
first week, I think.
yeah, and the one thing I did see from him is he holds the football too long. So watch out for that, where he's gonna make mistakes because he just holds on to the football. But then he was making good throws. He get the ball out quick. Obviously, he can hand off the ball. So it's a perfect to me scenario for New England, the way they run their offense, and I just think it's gonna end up probably working for them.
And Bill doesn't have a whole lot of time to be waiting for a year with Cam, then
Nah,
trot out the new quarterback. He want to know now, can he play or not? If not, I got to need another dude.
get it, yeah.
Because he got a small window left to probably be the head coach and try to get a ring to catch up with his boy, because you know they're having that competition over there. So
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. Other cuts. Peyton Barber from the Washington football team, he was cut.
that's strictly due to Patterson, because he can play.
Yeah, he can play for sure. Who else we cut?
Jimmy Moreland got cut. I was surprised.
Jimmy Moreland got cut. Though.
They kept Troy Apke's sorry ass.
That's what I'm saying. He better than Troy Apke.
Fact. They cut Isaiah Wright, who I thought showed up a lot when they were having trouble at receiver last year.
I just don't know, dog, about these evaluations. With Jimmy Moreland, like, was he smoking in the dorm room or something? Like, I don't like that. Batman was a baller. And he
I
played
don't understand
well
it.
last year. He played well last year.
I guess they feel like they're real good at corner. Because you know they signed Jackson.
Troy Apke, though?
That's a special teams move one. And Del Rio's the defensive coordinator. So you know how that go.
Gotta keep one. Gotta keep one.
He's a bum, though. He's a bum.
Yeah, dog. I don't know what they're doing in that. Carl Joseph released. I'm surprised about that. He was first round pick 2 years ago.
The safety, but he tore his knee up.
Yeah, he did.
And that's the thing I'm noticing is now teams are no longer holding on to their draft choices as long as they used to before.
Oh, Gandy Golden too, yeah.
Either they trading them or they getting them out of there. They're not holding on to these guys.
Not at all. What I was gonna say, we was out. We saw the game. J.K. Dobbins out for the season. Torn ACL.
Yeah, it hurts.
Should he have even been playing out there?
WME.
But that was the last preseason game of the right?
Preseason
yeah.
game.
So everybody was playing their starters.
We weren't. Well, they weren't.
Y'all didn't. You know, you're a part of the team, man. Let's go ahead and say we.
They didn't
man.
play their starters, D. It was teams that didn't do it. I mean, there were a lot of teams that did.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But the Ravens had that 19-game preseason game winning streak that they wanted to keep going.
Oh, which is, what does that even mean?
And it's one thing if you play your starters and the other team play their starters. I'm not playing my starters against third-string dudes out there trying to save their life and not work at UPS. It's no way. It's no way.
Yeah, no way, dog. No way. So now he's out. Gus Edwards gets elevated. I mean, it's unfortunate for J.K. Dobbins. The play was even fluke, like a little screen pass, Joe. Bama just got tackled. Looked like he got tackled regular and just was awkward. Right. One Bama hit him slightly high and the knee buckled. Just it's a blow. It's a blow, dog. So I mean, that's a hit to the Ravens, though, because I think when you think about their running attack, Dobbins was the main guy for me that could get to the outside, that could get to the edge.
That's it.
Everybody else is between the tackles, so to lose that guy is just not a good look.
You see, the Raiders they cut John Brown. I was kind of surprised by that one because they just signed him to a 1-year deal. So and that was just in March. So I don't know.
Health wise, he probably just wasn't all the way there.
Right, it had to be.
Tore his knee up too.
So.
Yeah, good old Zach Wilson was looking pretty sharp out there in the preseason.
Oh, I can't wait for the real games to start.
Hey, look,
I've been hearing this for 2 weeks.
That been chiming. Oh, yo, you see Zach out there?
I can't wait.
I'm gonna say this about Zach Wilson, man. I'm gonna be fair with this one. Hey, look, he's not. What's his name? The previous quarterback,
Mitchell Trubisky. Sam Darnold.
He's not Sam Darnold. So I think a lot of times Jets have a history of just drafting bad quarterbacks. It's just what it is, right? And he's like the next one in line, but he's not Sam Darnold. When I looked at his tape, I did not see any Sam Darnold at all in him. So you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give him a chance, man. See what happens. I'm not gonna say he's gonna be some trash. I'm not gonna say he's gonna be great. I just want to see what he does. Like y'all said, it's when the games really count. Because I feel like in this preseason was
you taking a Jeff approach, just
Live
give him
bullets.
some time.
Nah. Jeff will let him play 16
2 seasons.
right, of regular season games, and then be like, he's still not a bum. That's the difference. I will let him play and see what happens and how good or bad he plays.
All right, fair enough. All right, on to some games. We almost here. Y'all know we almost here.
Yeah, already.
We gonna look at it. Hey, yeah, I pulled the cash out. I'm gonna show the cash when we do the Lock Factory next week. We will debut the Lock Factory. 40K club. That's where we at with it. You want to get to the 40K club, you come holler us in the Lock Factory. I'm trying to tell you. We going listen, you already know that the NFL is starting to open up like make sports betting contracts with Fox and some of these other networks, dog. So you already know the rigging about to go to the next level. It's gonna be Bama's foreclosing on homes because they done mortgaged the whole. It's about to get real egregious out here. We're gonna help you stay afloat, yeah. We're gonna help you stay afloat. First game on the docket, you got the Cowboys at the Buccaneers, yeah. -3 spread. Who you going with, D?
Going with the Bucks.
Bucks.
Yeah.
So this is unofficial. We not taking. We'll have Jeremy on. We take the official, but this is the.
Yeah.
You gotta wait.
It's the prelim. It's the prelim.
These the preliminary walkthrough.
Yeah.
Next week it's the official. You know, ain't no. We passed the scrimmages. No more scrimmages. It's the live game. So you going with the Bucks in this one?
Yeah.
Why are you going with the Bucks, though?
Because it's the Bucks.
Okay.
It's just Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. They got all their free agents back this year. They signed them all up, so they should be doing good for
next Thursday. It starts.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And to me, the Cowboys right now, we don't know what that's going to be, so we're going to see.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
Unanimous.
Unanimous. Steelers at Bills. Steelers are underdog.
That's a tough
one. +7. I'm sure that line has changed. This line is like 2 weeks old.
That's a tough.
I don't got the Steelers losing to the Bills by 7, though. A whole touchdown. Maybe 3. But I don't see the Bills just going and dog walking the Steelers and a Mike Tomlin coach team. I just don't see that happening.
But if it were to happen, it could happen this early in the season because you know how it is. I mean, sometimes you see some weird scores like the first 5 weeks of the season.
So I mean, if it were to happen, I guess it would be early. But I just don't see the Steelers not being prepared. Like, it's rare. I mean, and however long Mike Tomlin's been coaching, it's rare to see that team just be unprepared to play and get washed. I've almost never seen it. I mean, it might have happened once or twice, but it's very rare. So I'm going with the Steelers with that spread of 7. That's just me.
I like the Steelers too, just to cover, not to win.
Yeah. Jets at Panthers. Panthers got Sam Darnold at quarterback. Jets got Zach Wilson at quarterback. It looks like the Jets are underdogs by 4.5. Who are you going with?
Hold on. Is Sam Darnold starting? Hold on, sorry. Is Sam Darnold starting for the Panthers? Have they announced their starting quarterback?
I would expect he will be starting.
He better be starting.
But they gonna play PJ Walker out there?
Oh man.
I have heard nothing about Sam Darnold, dog. I don't know.
Right.
That even on the roster, because this has been that quiet.
Aaron, do you know if he's starting or not?
He's starting, but it don't matter. Because they're just gonna cover.
So you got the Jets. You got the Jets covering the 4.5. If that line stays the same.
Yeah, the Panthers trash. How they get a 4.5 point
Yeah, I hear
spread?
you. Right.
Jets bad. They not that bad.
Yeah, I'm going with the Jets too.
Yeah, maybe Zach Wilson can show you some magic. Yeah. So.
All right,
It's going on a
Jaguars.
parlay too.
What's the parlay?
The Jets going on my parlay.
Okay. Log it in. Jaguars at Texans. Jaguars are favorite -3.
I like the
Your boys
Jags.
look better, though. Trevor Lawrence has looked much better. The last
that-
game, he looked like he was in flow and in rhythm. I know he was going against the twos, but it just looked much better.
The whole Houston roster is 2s and 3s. So give me the Jags.
Okay.
Yeah. Without Deshaun Watson, I'm gonna just go with the Jags with that one as well.
Okay. We unanimous. Cardinals at Titans. Cardinals are underdogs against the Titans +3.
Give me the
Will
Titans.
the Titans win by 3?
Yeah.
They will.
At home, I'm going Tennessee.
I'm taking the over for sure though. What's the over in that game?
I have to look it up. Next week when I had the spreads up, I'm gonna have the over and under for it.
But
So we'll be able to look at that. But yeah, I'm going with the Titans in that one too. Chargers at Washington. Washington are underdogs at home -1.5. I mean, no, Washington are favored by 1.5 at home. I'm going with Washington. Fitzpatrick is going to play like some trash. We know that, but the defense is going to win this one.
so you saying my man not throwing no bombs week 1? He ain't cooking like he been all last year?
Nah, I don't think he cooks in this one. I think Austin Eckler get us a little bit, but I think Keenan Allen has a good day. He throws 2 touchdowns.
Where y'all gonna get 2 touchdowns from?
Our running game.
Okay, yeah.
Antonio
We might have to
Gibson
put wings on this one. Yeah, I like San Diego.
Antonio Gibson will get a touchdown, and Fitzpatrick will throw for 1, and then our defense will get us 3 field goals.
I will go with Washington too. I feel like everybody's hype on what's the name, the Chargers quarterback really early.
Justin Herbert.
In his career,
Sherbert, McDermott.
I just feel like I don't know. I'm not sold. I'm just not sold. And it'd be too early to tell after this game, but I'm just not sold just yet. I'm going Washington.
My favorite young quarterback in the league.
Okay, that's surprising.
Yeah, I am surprised about that too. I thought it was Trevor. He's not Trevor.
Yeah,
He gonna be he's the best prospect, but that team trash down there. It ain't gonna be fun to watch. Not at all.
Eagles at Falcons. Eagles are underdogs against the Falcons. Falcons are favored by 3.5. Both first-time head coaches. I would stay away from this game personally. But if
Give me the Eagles to cover.
Yikes!
That half point.
I'm gonna go with the. This is a tough one.
That's your boy Matty Ice. Matty Ice.
I hate the Eagles head coach.
He's terrible.
I'm gonna go with Matt Ryan and the Falcons though. To cover, they're gonna win by 6. Seahawks at Colts. Seahawks are favorite -3.5 versus the Colts. Aaron and I already discussed this one. It's a trap game. I'm going with the Colts to cover that 3.5.
I'll go with the Seahawks.
Colts.
All right, Vikings at Bengals. Vikings are favored -3 against the Bengals. Kirk Cousins. It's not Monday night.
How are they only favored 3? It's a little
people
trap
think
right here.
People think Joe Burrow going.
Give me the Vikings.
Yeah, I would say the Vikings too. I feel like Joe Burrow. I'm looking forward to watch him play this year in his second year after the injury and all that stuff.
Yeah, I like the Vikings in that one too. 49ers favorite -7.5 against the Lions.
Unanimous.
Though the Lions picking number 1 overall this year. Did you see their receiving core? Pull it up right now while we on air. Just pull up their receiving core.
Tyrell Williams.
So,
Somebody else. I don't even know the rest of their
they're
receivers.
bad though. It's really bad. This is a lot. This should be a double-digit spread.
Yeah, dog. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. I got them going in. Browns underdogs against the Chiefs.
What's
This
this?
another one.
6.5 though.
Yeah, 6.5.
Give me the Browns to cover.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Browns too.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you, man, the Browns, I mean, they were last year as well, but I feel like they're loaded with talent again, and this is the second year. So we're gonna see. I feel like they were a good team last year. I only see them getting better.
Yeah, nah, agreed. I'm going with the Browns in that one. Dolphins at Patriots. Dolphins are underdogs +2.5.
Give me the Dolphins.
Same
I
here.
like the Dolphins too. We all on the same page. I think the Dolphins get the Patriots. Broncos -1 at the Giants. Your Giants, D. I already told you who I got.
Broncos.
Yeah, I got the Broncos.
And my main reason is
the
their
turnovers
pass
by Daniel Jones.
their pass rush against our offensive line, our young offensive line. So that's why I get the Broncos.
G-men.
You ain't putting that on your parlay.
No,
Nah,
sir.
it ain't going in the parlay.
No, sir. You won't do that.
Packers at Saints. Packers are favorite -3 at the Saints.
Yeah, Thomas is out for the first 6 weeks. He on the pup list.
Yeah.
So give me the Packers.
Yeah, Packers.
I think I'm gonna go to Saints here, dog. I think the Saints defense is pretty stout, and I think they'll give a lot more. You know, this is a team. The Packers haven't played any of their starters throughout the preseason at all.
Smart.
So I think they'll be the first 2 quarters trying to knock rust off. So I'm gonna take the Saints in that one. Bears at the Rams. Bears are underdogs +7.
Yeah, let me get the Rams.
Is my man starting or is it Andy?
It's Andy.
Huh?
Oh, give me the give me the Rams.
But know what though? It wouldn't matter because I feel like the Rams just overall just a better team, better quarterback. You know what I'm saying? I would go with the Rams. I mean, I'm going Rams anyways.
It's about to be 2012 for the Bears. Just watch. As soon as they bring him in off the bench.
It says Bears Andy Dalton playing to keep starting job.
That's everybody playing.
Fields wows with touchdown. I mean, did they name somebody?
Yeah, they named Andy Dalton, I think. But that's temporary.
Yeah. Well, they just trying to get him out the gate so that he don't get his Justin Fields don't get his head skedaddled the first week. So
exactly.
Yeah. Ravens Monday night game. Ravens at Raiders. Ravens are -4.5.
Lot.
Ravens.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the. So this is the thing. This could be one of them Vegas hook Jones. Because the Raiders' offense is not trash. They can definitely score points. The question is, what will their defense do with Lamar Jackson? I think the Raiders hang in this game and make this game a lot closer than people think. I think the final score is like 31-34. Ravens win, but I think the Raiders cover that 4.5. I know it sounds crazy, but I just feel like Vegas got something up their sleeve. Yeah, so those are our picks for the game. But we're gonna come back next week and do it all over again, but officially with the recording now. I'm gonna have the cash on hand so I can show y'all how we get money. And that's all we got. Anything else I missed? Anything I missed?
Mm-mm.
That it? Yeah, that's all. Follow us at OSS 980. Share the content. We here each and every Tuesday live. You can catch the rebroadcast on Wednesday. You know, Stitcher, Google Play, SoundCloud, all the apps. We there. You can catch us every week. Tune into the show, share the show. Shout out to Sports Talk Tasha. Shout out to Jenna Garcia. Shout out to uh, Kicking It with G Man. Bending Knows Best. Um, my man Van, Christian, everybody who rock with us heavy. And we out.
Man.